All right, so today we're diving deep into a story. It's an incredible story, actually, about a guy named Todd Willits, who's 52 years old, and he went through this remarkable health transformation.
Really remarkable.
Yeah, and I know what you might be thinking. Another transformation story. What's so different about this one?
Yeah.
But trust me on this one, Todd's journey is something else. He didn't just lose a few pounds, he dropped 42 pounds. And get this, he lost more than half of his body fat in just 6 months. 6 months.
Wow, that's impressive.
It really is. And to top it off, he completely reversed a pre-diabetic condition, and now his blood pressure and cholesterol levels are like those of a 20-year-old.
It just goes to show you age really is just a number when it comes to taking control of your health.
Exactly. And that's what we're going to unpack today. How did he do it? What can we learn from his experience?
Yeah, because it's fascinating how Todd's story really challenges this idea that your age determines your health outcomes.
Absolutely. And what's even more interesting is that this wasn't an overnight miracle.
Yeah.
Our sources show that Todd was actually reasonably fit before all this.
Really?
Yeah, he had even run marathons.
Wow.
But then a bunch of things happened that kind of threw him off track, health-wise.
Life gets in the way, right?
It really does. So back in 2020, he was diagnosed with a hernia. And he was all set for surgery, but then, boom, COVID hits and everything gets put on hold.
Oh, wow. That's a tough break.
Yeah, and you know how it is when your routine gets disrupted, it's so easy to let those healthy habits slide. And that's exactly what happened with Todd.
It happens to the best of us.
For sure.
Yeah.
So because of all this, he started gaining weight. And by 2023, he hit his highest weight ever, 237 pounds.
It's amazing how quickly things can change, isn't it?
It really is. And unfortunately, it gets even more serious. In the summer of 2023, Todd was diagnosed with diverticulitis. It's a condition that affects your digestive tract. And it got so bad that he ended up in the hospital because of a hemorrhage in his intestines.
That's scary stuff. Really highlights how important it is to take care of our health.
It's a major wake-up call. It's not just about weight anymore. It's about facing a serious health crisis.
Yeah, and I think this is where Todd's story becomes about more than just a physical transformation. It's about him reclaiming his health.
Absolutely. So he's facing this health crisis. What happens next?
Well, in January 2024, he had surgery to remove part of his large intestine.
And that must have been a pretty intense experience.
Oh, definitely. But this is where things start to get interesting.
How so?
Well, his doctor basically told him that he needed to make some serious changes to his diet and lifestyle to avoid any more complications.
Wow, talk about a turning point.
Right. It's like you're forced to face reality and make a change.
And it seems like Tide had an extra layer of support during this time.
He did, actually. His wife, Joanne, was already part of a transformation program, and she was getting amazing results.
That's incredible. What a supportive spouse. That must have made a world of difference.
Absolutely. Having someone who's on that same journey with you, cheering you on, it's huge. It seems like Joanne's success really inspired Todd to take the plunge himself.
I bet. So he's got this incredible support system. He's facing this health challenge. What does he do?
Well, he connected with a personal trainer, and in April 2024, he officially started his transformation journey.
All right, so he's taking action. What were those first few months like for him? Did he see results right away?
He did, actually. It's pretty impressive. In just 3 months, he had already lost 19 pounds, and he reduced his body fat by 26%.
26%? That's incredible.
Yeah, it just goes to show you what focused effort and a tailored plan can do. But the craziest part is, Todd didn't stop there. He decided to go for round 2, aiming for the best shape of his life.
Wait, so after all that, after those incredible results, he decided to push even further.
He did.
That's wild. He must have been feeling super motivated, seeing how much was possible. What drove him to go for round 2? Was it purely about aesthetics, or was there something deeper there? We'll dive into all those details and uncover the secrets of Todd's amazing transformation right after this.
So you're probably wondering what made Todd decide to keep pushing after already achieving such impressive results.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be pretty happy with those results.
Right. But it wasn't about vanity for Todd, although I'm sure seeing those changes did wonders for his confidence.
Sure.
It was about taking control of his health, proving to himself that he could push even further than he thought possible.
So he's all in. Let's break down how he did it.
Okay.
We know he was working with a personal trainer, which
Yeah.
is a fantastic way to get personalized guidance and that accountability, right?
Absolutely. So what kind of workouts were they focusing on?
Well, his program included a mix of strength training, cardio, and flexibility.
Ah, a well-rounded approach.
Exactly. Hitting all those important aspects of fitness, making sure it was a holistic transformation, not just about losing weight.
Right. It's about overall health and well-being.
And you know what? I think a lot of people get intimidated by strength training.
I think you're right.
They picture those bulky bodybuilders and think, that's not for me.
Yeah, I could see that.
But strength training is beneficial for everyone.
Absolutely. And for Todd, it wasn't about getting bulky. It was about building lean muscle, which is key for boosting your metabolism and burning more calories even when you're not working out.
Yeah, it's like making your body a more efficient fat-burning machine.
Exactly.
So, what kinds of exercises did he do for strength training? Was it all about lifting heavy weights?
His routine was actually a mix of different exercises targeting various muscle groups.
I see.
So he did things like squats, deadlifts, and bench presses.
Okay.
Those are compound movements, meaning they work several muscle groups at the same time. Super effective for building overall strength.
Right, makes sense.
But he also incorporated isolation exercises, things like bicep curls and tricep extensions,
Okay.
to target those specific muscles, help sculpt that physique.
So, combination of both, compound and isolation. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about cardio? Was he spending hours on the treadmill?
Oh, not at all.
What was he doing?
Well, he was doing a lot of high-intensity interval training.
HIIT.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about short bursts of super intense effort, followed by quick recovery periods.
So, like sprinting for 30 seconds, then resting for a minute and repeating that.
Exactly. And, HIIT is incredible for torching calories and improving your cardiovascular health.
It's no joke, that's for sure.
It's definitely a challenge.
Did he do any steady state cardio like jogging or cycling?
Yeah, his program actually included a good balance of both.
Okay.
You see, steady state cardio is great for endurance, heart health, and it burns more calories too.
So it's not an either situation. A mix of both seems to be the key here.
That's right.
Now, we can't forget about flexibility, which often gets overlooked, but it's crucial for preventing injuries and improving mobility.
So true.
What did Todd do for stretching?
Oh, he did a variety of stretches, focusing on different muscle groups.
Got it.
A mix of dynamic stretching, where you're moving through a range of motion, and static stretching, which is holding a stretch for a longer period.
Interesting. So dynamic before a workout to warm up, static after to cool down and improve flexibility.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
It's important.
Yeah, I think I could definitely benefit from more stretching.
I think a lot of people could.
Yeah, it's easy to just jump into a workout without properly preparing your body.
And stretching can really help improve your range of motion, prevent those injuries, and speed up muscle recovery.
So it's all connected.
It is.
Okay, so we've talked fitness. Now let's talk about the other crucial piece, nutrition.
Sorry.
What did Todd change about his diet to support his transformation? Was it some crazy restrictive diet?
Actually, you might be surprised to hear that he didn't go for any extreme diets or restrictions.
Right.
Nope, it was all about adopting a sustainable, healthy way of eating that he could stick with for the long haul.
I love to hear that.
Yeah, because so many people fall into that trap of those crash diets.
Yeah, the ones you can't keep up with.
Exactly. And then they end up feeling discouraged and just give up completely.
So what did Todd do?
Well, he focused on making those gradual changes, developing those healthy habits that became a part of his lifestyle.
Makes sense.
For instance, he started by prioritizing whole, unprocessed foods,
Okay,
like fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, complex carbs.
that's a great foundation.
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
Because whole foods give you the nutrients you need, the fiber, and sustained energy without all the added sugar and unhealthy fats that slow you down.
So ditching the processed foods probably made a big difference in how he felt and how he fueled his workouts.
Absolutely.
All right, so what else was he doing? Any strategies for portion control or dealing with cravings? Those can be tough.
Oh, definitely. Portion control was a big part of his success.
In what way?
Well, he didn't cut out any food groups entirely, but he became way more mindful of how much he was eating.
Okay.
He started using smaller plates, measuring out portions, and really paying attention to his body's cues for hunger and fullness.
Those are some really practical tips.
They are.
It's so easy to overeat without even realizing it.
Especially when you're distracted or just eating out of habit.
So mindful eating is key.
It really is. Slowing down, savoring each bite, and just being present during meals.
Okay, so we've got prioritizing whole foods, portion control, mindful eating. Great tips so far. Was there anything else Todd focused on?
Hydration was also a big part of his routine.
Ah, yes. Good old water.
Drinking enough water is essential for your overall health, But it can also help with weight loss because it keeps you feeling full and reduces those cravings.
It's amazing how such a simple thing can make such a big difference.
It really is.
It seems like Todd was all about making those small, sustainable changes that added up over time.
You got it. It's not about deprivation or those quick fixes. It's about creating a healthy lifestyle that you can maintain for years and years.
That's the goal.
Exactly.
So we've covered Todd's fitness routine and his balanced approach to nutrition.
Yep.
But there's more to his transformation than just the physical, right?
Absolutely.
In the next part, we'll dig into the mental and emotional side of things, like what mindset shifts helped him stay motivated, overcome those challenges, and create lasting change.
Stay tuned for that.
So we've talked about Todd's fitness routine and how he changed his diet, but we all know that real transformation goes beyond the physical stuff.
Oh, absolutely. It's about the mindset, the mental and emotional strength to make those changes stick.
Exactly. So let's get into that mental game. What helped Todd stay motivated throughout his journey?
Well, one thing that really stands out is how he set his goals.
Okay, how so?
He didn't just focus on that big end goal, which can be overwhelming.
I can imagine.
Instead, he broke it down into smaller milestones.
Ah, that makes sense. Like those stepping stones.
Exactly. And each milestone becomes a victory.
A reason to celebrate.
Exactly. And that's what he did. Celebrated every win, no matter how small it seemed.
That's so important to recognize those wins and keep the momentum going.
It really is.
Now, did Todd rely only on self-motivation, or did he have a support system?
Well, his wife Joanne was a huge source of support, as we mentioned.
Oh, right. They were both on their own journeys.
Yeah.
Uh,
So they could really relate to each other's struggles and celebrate each other's successes.
That's amazing.
It is. It really is.
Ew.
But, you don't have to have a partner on the same path.
Right. What about those of us who don't?
You can find support in other ways.
Like what?
It could be a friend, a coworker, even an online community.
Just someone who gets it.
Exactly. Someone who supports you and encourages
Call
you.
the tribe. Okay.
Exactly. And joining a fitness class or a group of people with similar goals can provide that sense of community too.
That makes a lot of sense. Now, besides goals and support, were there any other mindset shifts that helped Todd?
You know what really impressed me was his focus on the process, not just the outcome.
Okay, what do you mean?
He learned to enjoy the journey itself.
Really?
Yeah, the feeling of getting stronger, the energy boost from eating healthy foods, the feeling of accomplishment after a tough workout.
So it was less about reaching a certain weight and more about enjoying those healthy habits as part of his life.
Exactly, and that's what makes it sustainable. It's not about forcing yourself, it's about finding something you enjoy and can stick with long term.
That's such an important point.
It is, it really is.
Todd's story really shows that it's as much a mental and emotional journey as it is a physical one.
Absolutely. He faced those setbacks, pushed through, and came out stronger on the other side.
Really inspiring.
It is. It really shows the power of mindset and what we can achieve when we set our minds to it. And remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about progress.
Todd's journey proves that transformation is possible no matter your age. It's about that first step, believing in yourself and embracing the whole journey.
It all starts with a single step.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into Todd Willits' incredible transformation. We hope you found it as inspiring as we did. Until next time, along